Hello and welcome to News Central Television. I am Lekon Onabanjo. The top stories at this hour. Muslims in Nigeria join others around the world to mark Eid al-Adha. Akwa Ibom State Governor Umeono officially defects from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir declares 6-month state of emergency in areas hit by deadly intercommunal clashes over cattle raids. Details to come your way shortly. We begin with updates on the Eid al-Adha celebrations. Pilgrims performed the last major ritual of the Hajj, the stoning of the devil, in the Mina Villa, located outside Mecca, the holiest city in Islam, as Muslims around the world celebrate the first day of the Eid al-Adha holiday. The ritual of throwing 7 stones at each of 3 concrete walls, symbolizing the devil. It commemorates Abraham's stoning of the devil at the 3 locations where it is believed Satan tried to dissuade him from obeying God's order to sacrifice his son. In Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu joined other Muslim faithful in Lagos to observe the Eid al-Adha prayers at the prayer ground in Dodan Barracks, Obalende. Together with other dignitaries, the president listened to the sermon from the Chief Imam of Lagos, who emphasized the message of sacrifice being the reason for the season. In his 2025 Eid message, the president said the toughest days are behind and key economic indicators are now improving. He assured citizens that the reforms aim to create lasting change, not just better statistics. While speaking to journalists, the president appreciated the sacrifice made by Nigerian troops who have been battling insurgency and urged all Nigerians to remember them in their prayers as they celebrate.
We must pray specifically, and we must remember their sacrifices and continue the Thank you.
He has asked me to say to you that he recognizes the sacrifices that all of us are making. He does not take them for granted, and that all will be well because the sacrifices will not be in vain. He has asked me to urge you, all of us, to continue to be law-abiding, brothers and sisters keepers, and to be peaceful so that we can see the light at the end of our sacrifices. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Still on Salah celebrations, the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, has led the Eid prayer at the Kano Eid ground barely 24 hours after he announced the cancellation of this year's Eid al-Kabir Durbar, citing the need to ensure public peace and allow the Eid festivities to be celebrated in an atmosphere of peace and comfort. Emir Sanusi II, during a late-night press conference on Thursday at his palace in Kofar Kudu, disclosed this to the world. The Emir explained that the decision followed consultations between the Kano Emirates Council and the state government. He emphasized that the move was made in the best interest of the people to ensure a peaceful Eid celebration. News Central earlier reports Emir Sanusi's lined up of activities for the planned Salah Carnival. However, following the Kano State Police Command's directives, the Emir cancelled the traditional fanfare. Away from the celebratory stories now to talk politics, Governor Umeono of Akwa Ibom State has officially defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. The governor made this known during an official announcement on Friday at the government house in Uyo, the state capital. The governor said the decision followed what he described as 3 months of wide consultation with stakeholders across the state. He expressed his gratitude to the PDP for their support during his tenure, stating that it was time for him to make a progressive move. The governor said he decided to join the APC, citing his admiration for President Bola Tinubu and the need for Akwa Ibom State to align with the federal government to reap continuous benefits. Let's now talk about tackling insecurity. The Edo State government has trained over 1,470 security corps agents to combat insecurity. The agents passed out after a 2-week intensive training by the Nigerian Army. Speaking at the passing out of the corps agents, Governor Monday Okpewolo, represented by his deputy, said the reorganization of the Edo State Security Corps is to enhance professionalism and assist in tackling insecurity. The governor said the former structure was politicized and ineffective, prompting urgent reforms. The new corps, drawn from 13 local government areas, will support police and other agencies in intelligence and low-level operations.
It was observed that the existing security agency were overstretched and needed support. In this regard, Edo State government established Edo State Security Corps backed by Edo State Security Corps Governance Law 2024 to assist the police in intelligence gathering and low-level operation combat criminality.
Today marks a significant milestone in the Edo State Security Corps recruitment drive, as it marks the culmination of a 2 weeks rigorous training conducted by the Nigerian Army to assist the Corps to be more effective and efficient in the performance of their duties.
We invite the chairman of the reorganization, our very own Major General.
That former Chief of Justice of Nigeria, Muhammad Uwais, has passed away at the age of 88. His death was confirmed early on Friday by the Edo State Attorney General, Dr. Kayode Ajulo. Born in Zaria, Kaduna State, Uwais served as the Chief Justice from 1995 to 2006, making him the second longest serving CJN in Nigeria's history. He was appointed to the Supreme Court at just 43 years and was widely respected for his integrity and legal insight. After his retirement, Uwais chaired the landmark Electoral Reform Panel under President Umaru Yar'Adua, advocating key reforms to Nigeria's electoral system. Tributes are pouring in for the jurist, remembered as a pillar of Nigeria's judiciary. Meanwhile, residents of Yola are appealing to the federal, state and local authorities for urgent support to mitigate the potential impacts of flooding. Their appeal follows a sensitization campaign by the National Emergency Management Agency in flood-prone areas and communities along the riverbanks. The Central's correspondent Umar Karawa completes the reports.
Threat across Nigeria, flooding often results in the displacement of residents, destruction of property, and loss of lives, particularly in vulnerable rural and urban areas. According to the 2025 seasonal climate prediction by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Adamawa State is among the high-risk zones for severe flooding this year. Communities like Bakin Kogi in Yola North local government area, situated close to major waterways, have experienced repeated flooding incidents in the past. Residents, fearing the occurrence of disasters, are calling for preemptive and swift government intervention.
We are human beings here, and we don't have anywhere to go apart of this riverside. We was born and grown up in the riverside. So we need government to help us. Apart of government, nobody have that opportunity to do. Yeah, and after the second is that our representative in this riverside, they're not being close to government. That's why our government never hear our cry. Every year we continue to move.
While Nigeria's National Emergency Management Agency has initiated a community-based disaster preparedness and response campaign in the state, proactive action is needed before the rainy season wreaks havoc on the people.
We should please adhere to the safety rules, because your life is more important to us, and the safety of your life, your property, is more paramount.
call for the community of Yolo, not local government, is everybody should get prepared for the flooding disaster to make sure they've cleaned the drainages to avoid the dumping refugees at the flooding area.
As climate change continues to intensify extreme weather patterns, early and sustained preparedness is crucial for protecting lives, livelihoods, and promoting sustainable development across Nigeria. In Yola for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
You're watching News Central now. We'll go on a very short break. When we return, we'll bring you more stories. Don't go away. Earlier on the news, we told you that Muslims all over the world are celebrating Eid al-Adha. And of course, it's called Baraka de Salah in so many places, including Nigeria. And of course, to have a feel of what the celebration is like, I'm joined by our correspondent, Bettina Nweli. And of course, she's in the nation's capital, Abuja, and she'll be telling us more. Bettina, Baraka de Salah to you. How many meat have you eaten today?
I wish you the same, Leko. Unfortunately, I haven't eaten any ram meat yet, but the day is still young, and I anticipate that, you know, a plate will be brought to my table, or a platter even. But I am here in the Millennium Park, Abuja, where a lot of faithfuls come here to celebrate when we have this kind of celebrations. If you look around me for a bit, you will see that there are still some spots that are untaken because people are just beginning to move into the park to come and celebrate. I want to assume that from morning they have been with family and close friends, and towards the evening, starting from now, people are now beginning to come in to enjoy themselves and to actually celebrate what the Salah is all about. But I have a young man here with me who is going to tell me how he's enjoying his celebration as well. Please come forward, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Tell us your names, please.
Okay, my name is Eluguaga Vincent Chigozie.
All right, Mr. Chigozie, can you tell us the significance of this day? Even though you're not a Muslim, it's a public holiday and we have all come together to celebrate as one nation, one unity. Tell us how you're spending the day.
Okay, it's not been too long I came actually, but since I came, I've been enjoying the serenity of this environment. And just as I know, Salah, it's all about celebrating the holy Prophet Muhammad. So I can see and I know that the Muslims are happy and we're happy too. And that's why we are here to celebrate with them. Thank you.
Okay, sir, but do you know what the significance of this Salah celebration is?
Actually, I don't.
All right.
I don't know, thank you.
Fair enough, thank you so much, and do enjoy your Salah celebration. We have tried speaking to some families around here as well who have declined for reasons best known to them, especially the females who are not in the company of their partners respectively, have declined to speak. But as you can see behind me, a lot of great celebration is happening. We see family people who are trying to explore the kind of fun that they would have here at the park. Like I said, the park is still a bit scanty, but we hope or we are expecting that more people will come to enjoy the Salah celebration and to also make sure that their families have a lot of fun.
Outside of these particular premises or these environments, I want to believe that you moved around the streets. I'd like to find out how it is like, how the mood like is on the busy or public streets.
Well, the mood has been quite fantastic, Leko, because you see that there's a lot of calm in the city, and then you can also see in different food spots, in different hangout spots where people come with their families, husband, wife, children, even those without children are coming to maybe like have a second honeymoon in different fun spots. But it's been a day of rest and calm all around Abuja, and you can see that people are just trying to move and commute from place to place to visit friends, to visit family, and to also celebrate the reason for the season.
Having issues with having to buy rams because of the price. They actually said it was too expensive. So I wonder if the celebration, as regards people, celebrating this particular season, if they have enough to do with, probably to eat and probably to give around, if you're seeing that kind of excitement in the interactions you've had.
Yes, I know that one of our correspondents was at the Ram market yesterday, And the information I have from there is the fact that most people, or rather the ram sellers, tend to sell their rams cheaper starting from today. But a lot of people wouldn't want to go through that stress of, going to the market today that the celebration has started to try to make some kind of purchase. But it is cheaper to buy it on a day like this than to buy it a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And then there was quite some purchase, even though that we've been complaining about the economy and how things are very, very tight, so to speak. But people have made do with what they have. We even hear that some people were opting for camels in the absence of rams and cows. So yes, regardless of the situation with the economy and the country, the celebration is still ongoing.
Thank you so much, Betty Nambeli, for sharing the updates with us. And we hope that when you eventually have your plates, you extend one to me. Thank you.
All right, Leko, have a happy holiday.
And you too. Away from that, we'll tell you that stakeholders in Nigeria's technology, media, and telecommunications sectors gathered in Lagos for the 4th edition of the TMT Business Series, an exclusive high-level forum focused on policy, innovation, and investment in the digital economy. The event, convened by commercial law firm Dwale Ovia and Alex Adidipe, brought together government officials, entrepreneurs, regulators, and investors to explore strategies for building a sustainable and scalable digital ecosystem in Nigeria. News Central's Siwesianyo has more.
Welcome to the 4th annual TMT Business Series.
The 4th annual TMT Business Series 2025, hosted by Dwale Olivia and Alex Adedipe, brought together top stakeholders in Nigeria's digital economy, including policymakers, investors, legal experts, and tech innovators.
It's an important event, and it speaks to the role of the digital economy in ensuring that that goal that we have, we can achieve it by strengthening all of our critical sectors.
Themed Beyond the Frenzy, Building the Infrastructure for a Digital Nigeria, this year's event focuses on critical issues such as innovation policy, tech sector regulation, and digital profitability.
Today we have enough legislations, I would not lie, but in terms of all the necessary support that would make those innovations, those regulations, sustainable and scalable in the long term. So we are hoping that the conversations today would serve as a starting point.
The dream of a prosperous Nigeria that we all have, it's only going to come when we allow businesses to thrive. All right? This is the reason why, though it was difficult, we had to ensure that decision was taken to keep our telecommunications companies alive. Now our expectation of them is, as they now declare profit, that they must invest in equipment to ensure that they can give the best quality of service to our people.
Panel discussions and fireside conversations explored the future of Nigeria's digital landscape, addressing issues such as regulatory clarity, access to funding, and the role of legal advisory in business growth.
One of these ways is to really look at their financial model, understand what is driving their margins, look at your unit economics and make sure that you're driving a lean operation, especially in a market that could be quite volatile.
You can't just operate a business in any sector without understanding the legal frameworks surrounding it. No business operates in vacuum outside of a legal framework.
Beyond the panels and pitches, the event created a space for networking, knowledge sharing, and potential deal making, underlining its value as a premium gathering point for the sector.
The business series presents an opportunity for new startups and existing mature companies to assess the landscape and help them improve their processes, tweak their business plans, and take advantage of the opportunities in Nigeria.
For the startups that want to grow, they will need to build products that solve real problems today. Problems that people are waiting to pay money for, or people are already paying money for.
With Nigeria's digital economy projected to contribute significantly to GDP over the next decade, platforms like the TMT Business Series continue to play a critical role in shaping its direction. In Lagos, for News Central, Sewisi Anyo.
But I'll take you back to Edo State to tell you that the government there has successfully rescued a young girl trafficked to Burkina Faso 5 years ago. The operation marks a renewed commitment by the state to fight against modern slavery. News Central's Israel Eferobo reports.
It's an emergency. This girl was trafficked from Nigeria to Burkina Faso in 2020 at the age of 15 for prostitution, and she's reaching out to us to help her reach her family and also to help her get back home.
A viral social media SOS message sparked outrage, and what followed was a rescue mission.
On my way to Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou to be precise, to rescue the minor that was trafficked out of Edo State to Burkina Faso.
20-year-old Okuobo Iwinosa is finally back home in Edo State, safe, supported, and starting her journey toward healing. Trafficked at the age of 15 to Burkina Faso, Iwinosa spent years in a foreign land until the Edo State government intervened to bring her home. The rescue was facilitated by the Office of the First Lady and the Edo State Migration Agency in collaboration with international humanitarian organizations. Governor Monday Okpebolo, represented by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Samson Osage, says the Edo State government will continue to fight against trafficking in persons.
We thank His Excellency for this bold and significant rescue of our daughter Iwinosa, and it is now for the Office of the First Lady and the Edo State Migration Agency to endeavor to reintegrate our daughter into our society as mandated by the Edo State Migration Law. I congratulate ourselves and the family for the successful return of Iwinosa Okuobo.
Her story is a story of inspiration for another child. It's also a story of resilience because she cried out herself and said, I want to be rescued.
Currently under the care of the state government with other agencies like the Red Cross, Okuobo Iwinosa is receiving medical attention, psychological support, and reintegration plan.
The rescue mission wasn't easy, but it was worth it. We are working in line with what we believe, rescuing one another in time of need. You know, when Senator Adams Oshomole called Governor Bako rescue, he wasn't mistaken because he saw it coming. That is what is happening today.
Red Cross, our primary objective is to provide psychosocial support and reassure the trafficked victim of a better life and good hopes in the future.
The mother of Iwinosa explains to News Central how it all happened and the joy she feels on her safe return and rescue.
The time we take almost, I don't know, 5 years I did it. Now take almost 5 years. I the fair, no see her. Now I rest. I don't know the best way to carry her. My body sweet me well. It sweet me well, not be small. I appreciate governor where this governor, I appreciate them well. They do well for my body. What did they do for my body? I appreciate them well.
And I call the cry. She say my sister not call Nigeria. As she call Nigeria, so I call the happy.
Edo State, known for its past struggles with human trafficking, is now leading a regional response through education, rescue operations, and prevention strategies.
To sensitize the girls in every government school, but most importantly, as I said earlier, the parents of these children must be spoken to as well.
One life saved, many more to protect.
Thank you. God will bless you.
As Okuobo Iwinosa begins her new chapter, Edo State stands firm in its promise. Trafficking will not thrive here. In Edo State, for News Central, Israel Eferobo. Well, we can't have enough of the celebrations as regards Salah all over the world, even as Muslim faithful gather to honor the day and, of course, celebrate the Eid holidays. Now, we have Sam Dandy, who's our correspondent at the Ikeja City Mall in Lagos State, to feel the pulse of the people and to help us understand how the celebrations are going on. Hello, Sam. Good afternoon to you. Barakah de Salah to you.
Barakah de Salah to you, of course, and all our Muslim brothers and sisters celebrating. I want to correct you. We're actually at the JJT Park in Alausa. And honestly, I want to say it's not a huge turnout, but maybe we'll find out from, of course, our fellow Muslim brother who is, of course, here celebrating with his kids inside. I mean, we can see that usually the park would have more people than usual, but it's not such a big turnout, and we'll find out why. Let me invite Shola. Shola, of course, who is celebrating with his kids who are inside. Shola, how are you feeling? How's the season? How's it been for you?
Yeah, the season has been so fantastic. Okay. Yeah, the season has been so amazing, but then the turnout has been so slow, probably because most people are busy at home and busy with this around, and you know. But by tomorrow, I feel most people will come outside to celebrate better.
I want to start by saying, even though it rained here, you know, somehow people are still outside. It's not like there's nobody.
Sam Damdi, we can't actually see you, but this would have been something we would have loved to do. Probably when we have better connections in terms of visuals and audio, we'll be able to talk to you and get the feels from Nigerians at, of course, that area in Lagos to get more details as to how they are enjoying the Salah break. And we have Chizoba Anyowe, who actually joins us now from Plateau State for more on the Salah celebration. Chizoba, Baraka Salah to you. How is the celebrations and the festivities going on where you are?
Good afternoon, Angela. Thanks for having me. Of course, you can see around me, or behind me rather, it's a peaceful Plateau today, and of course, we hope it continues to be like this. Well, people have finished from the mosque earlier in the morning. They are done with the prayer at the Eid ground. They're also done with the normal Friday Juma prayers. And similarly, everyone has gone home to celebrate with family and friends. And then later in the evening, that's when you get to see people coming around again to celebrate with neighbors and go to fun places. But for now, similarly, nobody is out here. Agada, if you can show around so that we see that the roads are just kind of country. People are just going about their normal food businesses. This is the terminus area of Jos, where you usually see a beehive of activities going on. People doing buying and selling activities and all those. But you can see it's quite empty because of this celebration. So until later in the evening, when you get to see people coming around again to celebrate Salah. Well, it's been a peaceful one on the Plateau.
We know that Plateau State has been one that has witnessed a lot of disturbing violence and situations that have not been quite palatable in a couple of months back. What does this particular day, in terms of the celebrations and the holiday, mean to them?
Well, like I said earlier in the morning, people I spoke with said they are happy for being alive, for good health, to celebrate Salah today. And so all that happened remains in the past. And of course, everybody is praying that the peace we have currently on the Plateau remains and is sustained, so that people continue to live in peace with one another, coexist with people irrespective of their socio-cultural differences, because there's no how you have a society where you have just one tribe or one ethnic group or one religious faith living together. There must be a mix-up. And so people are coming out of that shock, of that trauma, to say that we do not need all this killing here and there. We don't need this fight. What we need is peace. And peace is the language of everybody on the Plateau right now. So for some time now, we've had a peaceful Plateau actually. And we hope it continues. Security agencies, the police, the military, of course, headed by the 3 Armored Division of Safe Haven, and other sister security agencies, they've been up and doing to ensure that this peace we have at the moment is sustained as well as maintained, so that people keep going about their lawful businesses, not being disturbed by any of these unlawful activities by some people.
Okay, so what is the situation like with the prices of foodstuff or consumables in the markets? Has it been quite good for them?
But you know, your guess is as good as mine in this situation. You know, I mean, it's just the same thing that's on the mix of everybody. The harsh economy is fighting. Everybody is singing the same song of hardship here and there. We were in the market yesterday to know how it's going on with people preparing for today's Salah celebration. And everybody is screaming out loud, like, what is happening? You know, what you used to buy at 1 naira earlier on, or like last year or a few months ago, is doubled in price. I was at the Yanshanu market in Nasarawa area of Jos, where they sold all these livestock, goat, cow, cattle, and all those. And I mean, in fact, a group of people were not able to buy because what they budgeted for wasn't what they expected. And so they had to go back. They came to buy with 150,000 naira, 250,000 naira for a ram. It's a small one they can use to perform the sacrifice of Salah. But they couldn't buy because the cost has like doubled in price. I saw the one that was going for 750,000 naira, 800,000 naira, as much as 1 million naira. And it's not as if this ram is as big as the price has been said. So, I mean, it's quite alarming, actually. We spoke with the chief imam of the Fiber Mosque earlier in the morning. That was his message, that government and other regulatory agencies come on board, put heads together, and see what they can do to make this economy more accommodating to people so that people can live their normal lives again. But you know, it is not easy on the plateau.
And we know that Plateau is one that has the favorable weather when it comes to agriculture, but then there are so many fundamental issues that's actually disrupting production of those crops in those areas. We hope that the government will do something necessary to put an end to all that. Chizoba, thank you so much for sharing these details with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Let's, okay, coming up on the news. South Sudan's president declares a 6-month state of emergency in Warrap State and Mayom County after deadly inter-communal clashes. We'll bring you more details of these and other stories in a short while. Stay with us. Many thanks for being there. Before we touch on stories across different African countries, let's quickly have some sort of talk with Sam Dandy, who we understand is somewhere in Lagos and has been feeling the pulse of people, most especially Muslims, as they celebrate the Salah festivity. Sam, where are you actually? And tell us how the celebration is going on right there.
Thank you very much. We are here at JJT Park in Alausa, of course, Ikeja. And I must say the turnout is not as much as we expect. Maybe because the rain had, of course, falling. Of course, we're in the rainy season while we celebrate. But also, Shola over here does tell us that maybe a lot of people are, of course, cutting the ram and preparing for tomorrow when there will be more people outside. But Shola is right here. Shola, how would you say the celebration this year, feels?
Yeah, mostly towards most people celebrate towards the evening. But however, this year has been so poor. But nevertheless, let's see, hopefully by tomorrow things will turn out better.
So you don't believe that the economy would have affected the celebration? You think it will pick up from tomorrow?
No, I don't think it's the economy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's the economy.
Sam? All right. Thank you so much, Sam. I think that's much we can take for now, but then we'll track back with you to get more details from you. We're actually having some sort of disruptive network at your end, but we would have that rectified in no time. Let's look at stories from Africa now. Former Zambian President Edgar Lungu, who has been battling a long illness, passed away on Thursday in Johannesburg. Lungu was the 6th president of Zambia from 2016 to 2021 when he lost an election to current President Hakainde Hichilema. News Central's Bongani Siziba has more in this report.
Born on the 11th, 1956, Zambia's 6th President Edgar Lungu rose from the humble beginnings to become President of Zambia in 2016. Though his time in office was marked by both achievements and challenges, his influence on Zambia's political landscape remained undeniable. Lungu's family says they are hurt by his passing.
My father, President Lungu, had been under medical supervision in recent weeks. His condition was managed with dignity and privacy, with support from all well-wishers. In this moment of grief, we invoke the spirit of one Zambia, one nation. The timeless creed that guided President Lungu's service to our country. In time, the nation has been invoked to be informed of other arrangements.
In 2021 general elections, former President Lungu was defeated by President Hakainde Hichilema, marking a significant shift in Zambia's politics. Despite his electoral loss, there have been ongoing discussions and controversies surrounding Lungu's ambitions for a potential comeback, reflecting the complex political landscape of the country. Following the news of former President Lungu's passing, condolence messages continue to pour in, with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa sending his heartfelt sympathies, describing Lungu as a dedicated leader who played a significant role in the region's affairs.
President Ramaphosa has learned with sadness of the passing of former President of Zambia, President Edgar Lungu. President Edgar Lungu was 68 years of age. The President offers his condolences to President Lungu's family, friends, and the people of Zambia. President Lungu has been receiving medical care here in South Africa for an extended period. Government, the Lungu family, and the Zambian High Commission will undertake the necessary processes to give effect to the wishes of the Lungu family. May President Lungu's soul rest in peace.
The former Zambian leader's legacy is multifaceted. He was a leader who, despite facing criticism and political turbulences, remained committed to Zambia's sovereignty and development. Today, Zambians remember him for his efforts to improve the economy, while critics point to the controversies that marred his presidency. His passing marks the end of the era in Zambian politics, and his influence will be felt for years to come. Details of his funeral arrangements are yet to be announced. In Johannesburg for News Central, Wongani Siziba.
From that, South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has declared a 6-month state of emergency in Warrap State and Mayom County after deadly inter-communal clashes over cattle raids killed hundreds. State TV reported the emergency follows escalating violence, especially in Tonj, where over 200 people were killed in March alone. The newly appointed governor of Warrap has been tasked with restoring order amid worsening lawlessness. Meanwhile, the United Nations warns the conflict could reach catastrophic levels without urgent government action. Cattle raids driven by droughts, floods, and scarce resources are common in the region. Tensions remain high after the March arrest of first Vice President Riek Machar, sparking renewed fears of civil war in the world's youngest nation. Meanwhile, tensions have escalated in eastern Sudan as anti-aircraft missiles were fired over Port Sudan on Thursday amid drone activity in the area. Once a safe zone, Port Sudan is now under threat as clashes between Sudan's army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, continue to spread. Last month, drone strikes blamed on the RSF hit the city, damaging the only operational civilian airport and key infrastructure. Port Sudan, now home to government offices, displaced people, and vital UN aid operations, plays a critical role in humanitarian relief. The conflict, which began in April 2023, has killed tens of thousands and displaced millions, creating what the UN describes as the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Then I'll go on a break. When we return, we'll bring you the rest of the stories. Don't go. Outside of Africa, we tell you that Princess Okpeyemi Bright is reshaping what it means to lead with purpose and grace. At just 29 years old, she is the youngest female mayor in the UK and the youngest ever mayor for a borough, Barking and Dagenham. She is also a passionate advocate for women's empowerment, education and community development. From blending tradition with modernity to inspiring the next generation, she embodies the spirit of service and leadership that resonates far beyond Nigeria's borders. News Central's international correspondent Afia Hagen sat down with her to discuss her journey, her mission, and the impact she hopes to make.
A historic moment in Barking and Dagenham. Princess Opeyemi Bright has become the borough's youngest ever mayor at just 29 years old. Her inauguration last month marked a new chapter for one of London's most diverse communities. Princess took the oath of office in May, pledging to be a voice for the community she grew up in.
It's a great feeling, one that comes with a lot of responsibility, but one that I'm willing to live up to and put in my hard work to make sure that my tenure of office is a success.
Princess has worked hard to follow in her mother's footsteps. She served as a mayor in the borough of Hackney. At just 22 years old, Princess started her life of service as a local councillor. She's determined to show that age is no barrier when it comes to leadership.
So my mum has been a councillor now for over 2 decades. And when we were living in the London Borough of Hackney, she was actually the civic mayor of Hackney in 2006 to 2007. So for me, I've been involved in public service from the age of 9, when I essentially was following in my mother's footsteps, campaigning with her and gaining the intangible experience through watching what my mother was doing. And I mean, I guess the passion grew from there. And then as I grew older, when I went into secondary school, sixth form, I held up leadership positions, which enabled me to put myself in the forefront, representing others, being the mouthpiece for others, and representing the diverse backgrounds of loads of individuals. So then when the opportunity was presented to myself to stand as a councillor in the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham, I took it. I campaigned very hard. It wasn't an easy campaign because there were individuals who, essentially because of my age, were not sure if they were going to vote for me, but long and behold, I was resilient and I won that election, being the youngest at that time in the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham as a councillor.
Her appointment as the mayor of Barking and Dagenham went viral online, attention she's still getting used to.
Having individuals from different walks of life celebrating this victory, for me, makes me feel really good. It gives me the hope to keep going. It makes me really excited, and it also makes me realise that there is a huge support system that I don't even know about, who are there supporting me from the background, which I'm really thankful for, wherever everyone is. But one thing I will say is I don't want to let the limelight enable me to get carried away. I'm keen to just stay focused and make sure that everything that I've said I will do during this year, I will accomplish, but also at the same time making sure that I'm bringing individuals along with me, enabling people to know what my plans are, how I'm delivering on those plans, and how I plan to make sure my year is a fruitful one. But I'm definitely enjoying it, living in the moment, but soon going to snap out of the honeymoon phase and get straight into the real work that's ahead.
With energy, empathy and a commitment to represent everyone in Barking and Dagenham, Princess Opeyemi Bright's historic appointment marks the start of a new era in local politics. For News Central, I'm Afia Hagen.
And that's all at this hour, but before we go, we'll look at our top stories again. Muslims in Nigeria have joined others around the world to mark Eid al-Adha. Akwa Ibom State Governor Umeono has officially defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. We also told you that South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has declared 6-month state of emergency in areas hit by deadly inter-communal clashes over cattle raids. You can send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen, and do follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. Watch us live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, GoTV channel 23, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Likon Onobanjo.